What's up, guys? Orbital Bacon here. Welcome to another live stream. Thanks for being patient while I got started. Transformer Brett, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. Right now I'm just working on an editing project here, Combiner Wars, for the Swagwave stop motion channel. Everyone's been real excited for the finale of that, so we're trying to get that done for you guys. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. If you want to see a particular clip or the way a specific effect was done, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get to it here. See what we've got going on in this scene. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be adding a whole lot of laser blasts and explosions here. Fight is definitely getting underway. But I like this shot. It's a nice pan across the battlefield here. Yeah, I'm going to need plenty of muzzle flashes, that's for sure. Hopefully this is coming through clear enough. It looks like it's a little hazy. Yes, that is the breast force. Yes, sir. Good eye. Aaron, what's up, man? Plenty of muzzle flashes. Lasers and explosions aplenty. Yeah, right now if you're seeing the flashes on the screen, it's Swagwave. When he films it, he'll put in frames of colored light to indicate like an explosion or a laser blast, so it really makes it look like the effect is reflecting off the figure itself. So it's a pretty cool way to blend it in. It's a nice final product. I love the breath force. Third party Leo Kaiser. Oh, you got the third party Leo Kaiser? Nice, nice. Were they? You'll have to forgive me for not knowing. I know they were from the Japanese trilogy. It wasn't Headmasters. Was it Master Force or Victory? Which one were they from? I know it was one of those two. Alright, so let's see. Victory. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Hey Alex, what's up, man? Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully everything's coming through clear. I might have too much going on. I might have to close down the little video above the live chat. I just want something going on for when I'm in between editing here. It might, because sometimes it takes a little minute. Did you see the Power of the Prime finale? No, I have not seen the finale yet. I heard that it was out. Some friends were letting me know. I just haven't had time to watch it just yet. watch Steven Universe. I've seen a few episodes, but I don't watch it on a regular basis. Is it good? I mean, I'm sure there's fans. I know there's, you know, hardcore fans of it. Oh, of course it's good. But in your opinion, is it good? Let's see. I want to give these guys more lasery things. Yeah. I like when Transformers shoot lasers instead of bullets. I prefer lasers to bullets. Alright, so let me back up a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm missing all sorts of laser fire. We got Technobots and Aerobots. I think I see Skybite back there. Man, this is going to be a crazy shot right here. Okay, let's get this going. Keep getting distracted just kind of looking at it because I'm like, yeah, this looks great. Alright, there's the first one right there. Right there, right there. Mr. N Animations. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you checking it out. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Currently editing some Combiner Wars stop motion. Scale. Whoop, and then it disappeared. Get back here. It still seems to be coming through blurry. I don't know if that's my internet connection or... I have not had a chance, Mr. N. I am terribly sorry. Been trying to finish up these stop motions for Swagwave here so we can get some new stuff out. One day I will have some free time, and I'll definitely get around to it. One day. Alright, so I'm gonna have to... Oh, yep, that's what I thought. Gonna have to move this around, because the screen is moving. Oh, not that much, though. There we go. Okay, that works for that. Who's firing a blue one? I don't know, I didn't see. I don't know, it lights up for something. Oh, I wonder if that's the color of the incoming lasers. Let's fast forward ahead and find out. Maybe that's what the lasers that are zinging by them are supposed to be. In that case, I need to make some lasers. Laser beams. Oh, they also have purple. I don't know. I'm gonna just just make it a laser beam because I don't see anybody. It's like he's obviously firing here. And then, yeah, right here I just found the laser beam. That's okay. Thanks for understanding, Mr. N. I do appreciate it. Alright. No, I don't need to import anything. I'm going to actually make these lasers. So I need a new plane. And this is going to be laser core. This is basically the center of the laser. And let's see, laser blast. To make it kind of like cartoon style.
One day, we shall all have free time. See, I was misquoted when when they said freedom. It was free time.
That looks like a decent laser blast. Bring that up just a bit. Bring that up just a bit. There we go. So, laser blast. William Ross, what is your favorite Transformers toy as a kid, and what is your voice as Autobot or Decepticon? Hey, William Ross. And also Cynthia. Hey, Orbital, it's me, Eric. How have you been? What's up, Eric? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I've been well. So, William, to answer your question, my favorite Transformers toy as a kid was I got a G1 Soundwave when I was pretty young. I don't remember exactly what age, but I remember it was like one of my first ever action figures, period. And definitely my first Transformer. And because if you've ever messed with a G1 Soundwave, it's like, it's easy to transform, but it's fun to transform. And so that thing was my favorite for a long time, you know, up until I started getting into like Ninja Turtles and, and like X-Men and all that stuff, because there were a lot of those figures in the 90s. I went through plenty of those. But yeah, definitely G1 Soundwave was my favorite Transformer as a kid, and he's my favorite Transformer character. So, and probably because of that. So that kind of lasted over the years. And then what was the second part of your question? It was favorite. So my favorite voice as an Autobot or Decepticon. I mean, I guess, you know, of course, Optimus is the favorite Autobot voice just because it's, you know, it's Optimus. But Soundwave, again, and this is part of what made him my favorite character, is he had the coolest voice. He had that cool, like, vocoder effect, whatever they call it. It's like, I always forget how to spell that thing. But, but yeah, he had a cool effect on his voice, and so that made him my favorite Decepticon voice as well.
Megatron, one day indeed.
Boomus Prime, missed the last stream, glad I could make it to this one. Hey, I'm glad you can make it to this one too, man. Welcome, welcome.
Another Prime has entered.
Undo that, undo that. Turn the intensity up though. All the way. Duplicate. Whoa! Not so much. Whoops. Wrong way, wrong way. There we go. Now it doesn't look like a blob. It looks like light now. Yay. Favorite Transformers movie character? Oh, that's tough. for some reason, I really like the grumpy characters in the movies, like Jetfire. He's just like a grumpy old Transformer. It's like they woke him up and he's he's like, Earth sounds like dirt. So he's just grumpy. I liked Hound. I really liked Hound a lot because he was always just kind of like cutting up, you know, like take cover behind my fat ass. So I liked him, and of course, you know, John Goodman, like he's awesome. So I would have to, and because Jetfire was just kind of barely there, he was just there to like power up Optimus. But Hound has been in a couple movies now, and you know he's like an awesome teammate. I would probably go with Hound. I wanted to ask, out of all the Beast Wars toys, which one was my favorite? Oh man, I love me some Beast Wars. That was the show I actually got to watch from the beginning. Like I was too young to get G1 from the beginning. I came in around the movie, but Beast Wars, man, I started with the first season, and I loved that show. Favorite Beast Wars toy though, because I don't know, the ones from the show, I only had a few that were actually in the show. I had a lot of the characters that weren't in the show, and I'm trying to remember which one I probably messed around with the most, because I know I had the 2-pack that was Optimus Primal and Megatron, but Optimus was a bat and Megatron was an alligator, and those were pretty awesome. They were kind of smaller, but they had like the quick change, like you flipped up their tails and they kind of auto transformed, and you just had to like fold out their arms and stuff. Oh, I know who I know exactly which one I like. The paint was like wearing off. I was playing with that thing so much. Waspinator, the Beast Wars Waspinator, and he was in the show, and of course he was hilarious too. Waspinator, that's it. Do I like Ironhide? Is that what that is? Because it says Iron too. Yeah, Ironhide's cool.
Just wanted to show him my cannons.
Alright, let me move this laser around now that it looks like a laser beam. Just to speed it up, I'm going to turn these off because they kind of make it lag a bit. And then this thing... No, I'm going to actually move it by the whole plane, not just the mask, because that'll kind of mess it about. A little bit there. There we go. I wonder why it's blurring out like that. Is it blurring for anybody else, or is it coming through clear? Because it may just be my screen doing it. Okay. If I refresh it, it comes through clear, so hopefully it's alright for everybody. If you can even hear me, sorry about that. Hopefully the video quality is alright for everybody. I was checking my screen, it looked a little blurry. And now we'll have it fly across the screen. Kind of an art, maybe. It looks like he's kind of just barely dodging it, so let's have this go over his head. Off and Just kind of flies by real quick. Phew. Although it's still a little too close to his head. So I'm gonna raise that up a bit. Alright. Let's check that now. There we go. Now it goes over his head. As someone who is learning how to edit, what motivates you and how did you get into editing? That's a really good question, Fumas Prime. Thank you. It's okay. So as far as what motivates me, I just like seeing really cool stuff. I mean, you know, I could try to give you some like fancy answer, but to be honest, like the thing that motivates me is like when I see cool stuff in movies, like really cool special effects. I don't care if they're like cheesy or, you know, have a multi-million-dollar budget, whatever. Just as long as it's like dazzling to the eye and creative, I love seeing stuff like that. So that's what motivates me and makes me want to do it, you know. And I guess that kind of also answers your second question of how I got into it. Hey, Bob is here. What's up, Bob? But as far as how I got into it, it was kind of just because I always had that appreciation, like I said, for just cool looking stuff. And well, here I'll tell you how I got into it. Now that it kind of dawns on me, is the software became available. You know, several years ago, if you tried to get software that could do what this stuff is doing, it would cost you some money, like a good amount. But you know, just like when big screen TVs or flat screen TVs, you know, first came out, they were all expensive, but now they've been out for a while, so they're cheap. You know. It's kind of the same thing, you know, cameras get cheaper, you know, video game system, once the Xbox One and the PS4 comes out, now the 360 and the PS3 is like $50, you know, $30, like whatever, they're cheap, because when the new stuff comes out, the old stuff gets cheaper. So now that, you know, in like Hollywood and all these, you know, high-end productions, TV and film productions have this, you know, new tech, the older tech is now becoming more available. And so I kind of, you know, just lucked into it, I guess, just good timing, that some of this tech is now becoming available for either a low price or in some cases free. They'll give you like trial versions or stripped down versions for free. And you can do some things that, you know, they may not be on the exact level, of course. You know, I'm not doing anything like Hollywood level, but you know, it's like you get to make cool stuff. And like I said, that's what motivated me, is I wanted to make some cool looking stuff. So now I get to. So I hope that answers your question, man. Darkness, what's up, man? Welcome in. Bob, it's bright and sunny, man. I need some rain clouds overhead. What's going on here? Alright, so have another laser fly by his head here. This one will be just a tad slower than the first lady for some reason. I'm giving it an extra frame to move. This one's gonna go all the way up there. And it's out of here. Goodbye. Check that. Alright, good, excellent. So it doesn't look, it goes below him but above him, so it doesn't look like it's hitting anybody. We don't want it to look like it's hitting anybody just yet. He's definitely firing blue. Maybe the first one was meant to be a purple laser and then he opens fire. I don't know. It doesn't
for helping me out with the hit film add-ons
A few days ago. No problem, Bob. Or how are those working out for you? Have you had a chance to try them out and make some cool looking stuff yourself? I mean, your stuff's already looking cool, don't get me wrong. I was digging the smooth frame rate and everything. But as far as the effects that you were wanting to do, did you get to try anything out?
I really hope I'm not annoying you by asking so many questions, but which Transformers characters do you think deserve more recognition?
Oh, dude, you're not annoying me at all. That's what I want. I want you guys to ask questions and stuff. Like, it's great interacting with you guys. Which characters do I think deserve more recognition? Oh, that's a good question, because see, you got to be careful, because some of the thing that makes a good character is you don't want him to have like overexposure. Like Bumblebee, look at Bumblebee. I mean, I know like people are hyped for the new movie, he's getting his own movie and all that, but he didn't used to be everywhere. If you look back at the original cartoon, he wasn't like that. You know, he was just kind of like the friend of Spike. You know, he wasn't like, you know, as crazy as he is now, especially over the years, like until the in between G1 and the movies, which brought him back into prominence. He wasn't really around much, so it's kind of like careful what you ask for. So like I'm trying to think, because I would say like, oh, you know, I want the Wreckers or whatever, but then that's the thing, is what makes the Wreckers cool is that they're all obscure characters, so I don't want them to get more recognition. And a lot of the other characters that I would already have an answer for have already gotten it. Like, you know, a few years ago I would have said, oh, I want the Combiners, but now the Combiners have had, you know, spotlights in the toy lines and the comic books and all sorts of stuff. So that's a tough question. I'm gonna have to think on that, but it's a good one. And don't worry about, you know, if you're asking too many questions. Ask away. Ask away. Bring it on. Been away from your computer? No, that's okay. I know what it is. I know what it's like, man. Busy. I've barely had time to like watch anything. I'm just trying to get these clips done in between work. I'm going into the negative. What's going on here? New. Still a little too. Well, actually. It's not too gigantic. It's fine. Giant laser blast. I'm fine with that. The bigger the better. Right. Of course it's moving. Keep it moving. Time for another laser bolt to fly past their head. Alright, so let me make this easier on myself. So I can just duplicate these things. Let's go back. Right there. Slice that. Advance. Slice that there. Advance. That. Alright, so now I've got Laser Blast right here that I can duplicate and just keep flying across the screen. Thanks, Bob. I'm glad you've been having fun in the Discord. Like, that was a great idea that you guys all came up with in that previous stream. And yeah, it has been a lot of fun in there. If anybody else wants to join, just let me know. Anybody from the live stream can get in there. We just kind of talk about stuff that we're into. We've been talking about the Marvel movies, you know, some Transformers stuff. So, you guys are welcome to join. Favorite incarnation of Optimus? I mean, of course there's G1, but like he was pretty goofy in G1. I mean, G1 in general had a lot of goofy moments. I think the moments where, as far as the character, like being more serious, like we're more familiar with how he is in the movies, plus the design, because I have to like the way he looks too, you know, because I'm not a big fan of some of the movie designs, and especially Optimus. He was kind of a letdown for me. So I really like if you guys remember the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron video games, I think it was like around 2010, 2012, so something like 6 years ago, those games were out. I know they just re-released like a year or so ago. They did like a remastered on the PS4 and Xbox One of Fall of Cybertron, and I love the design of like pretty much all the characters in that game. And so that was kind of the more serious Optimus, like he is in the movies and some of the more recent comics. But then he's got a design that I like, and of course I love the story of those games and stuff. So I would probably have to say, and he's voiced by Peter Cullen, so it's like the best of everything. You know, he's got the G1, you know, everything. So I would probably have to say that, like the Cybertron, which I guess also kind of goes into the Transformers Prime, if you remember the whole aligned continuity universe they were trying to do with the Fall of Cybertron game and Transformers Prime. So I guess if you want to throw Transformers Prime Optimus in there, because I love his design too, especially the Beast Hunter design when he's all like steroided out. So like that universe of Optimus, that would be my favorite incarnation of it. He played basketball. That's right.
Compute fast.
Who was he playing with? Like Cliff Jumper or something? Gears, somebody.
Compute fast. Slam dunk. Playing some b-ball.
Oh, it was ridiculous, but it was awesome. That's why we love G1, because Optimus played basketball amongst so many other goofy things. Do you remember the episode where Brawn and I think Perceptor shrank down and went inside Megatron because he was passed out drunk on Energon? Bunch of the Decepticons, they all got drunk. Laserbeak like crashed into the ground. Laserbeak was drunk, and and Megatron was like rambling on,
like good old Cybertron, land of the metal moon,
just like falling over. It was hilarious. He was playing with everyone, of course. Who would not want to play basketball with Optimus?
A little one-on-one. Who's game for some b-ball? Dunk in your face.
I'm trying to remember the name of the episode, but I know it was the one where they shrank down. They were trying to get, I think it was the heart of Cybertron, that like green crystal thing. They were trying to get it out of Megatron because he became like a Super Saiyan with it. It was the Transformers Infinity Gauntlet. Basically, he had it. He was just messing people up with
Good
it.
old Cybertron.
What if you and Swagwave make like a Ghostbusters stop motion?
Who you gonna call? Swagwave. I don't know. That would be cool. Like, I know there's plenty of figures out there. There's like the Diamond Select. There were I want to say like Playmates made the other ones. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's definitely plenty of figures out there for him. So that might be something. I have the effects. I've got the Proton Stream, whatever it's called. I have that effect. So definitely it could be something to do. Alright, so let's duplicate this laser. More lasers.
That was a weird episode. I was rewatching it with my younger cousins, and they were all
Questioning Megatron's stupidity. Look, that was some good Energon. That was good Energon, you don't know. Whenever I do Megatron, somehow it ends up sounding a little bit like Vegeta. I don't know how to keep that from happening. How embarrassing. Oh, how embarrassing. Nani? Well, alright. Okay, let's start this. Ooh, not that much. The controls are so sensitive sometimes. Let me make sure that's the direction I want this. That's a little too. There we go. I just want this thing firing kind of like up. Because the other ones have been going this way. I know they haven't. Yeah. This one's going to go from up here to down there. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm coming in from a lower angle, so let's raise this thing up a bit, tilt it forward a bit. See, that just looks weird. There we go.
I've done a transformation video of Skywarp.
Oh, cool! You did like a stop motion transformation of Skywarp. That's cool, man. I'll have to check it out.
Ever think of opening up auditions for new members of Core Studios?
Yeah, you know, that would be an interesting idea actually, because I know the workload, it just gets bigger because we want to do bigger things with these projects. You know, like we want to make them seem like they're on a grander scale, and you know, make the effects as cool as possible. And so all that stuff takes more time, and it would definitely help to have somebody. I think right now what we would benefit most from would be sound editor, because Swagwave himself, he handles the animating. He basically has that covered because he's got all the dioramas, he's got all the figures. You know, he's got the kind of the vision in his head as far as the choreography goes for like how the fights will happen and the characters will move. So he's got that covered, and then of course I've got the effects covered. I mean, both of those things take time, but we have them covered well enough. The thing that ends up taking like that extra bit of time is once we're each done with those first two steps, and then Swagwave has to go back and put like sounds in and music and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, if he's got to, you know, find music to put in there or sounds and stuff, it can be a whole nother time-consuming process in and of itself. So that's probably what we would benefit the most from right now, is somebody who could do really good sound editing. And yeah, I don't know, auditions would be interesting. I don't know exactly how we would do that. I guess it would be kind of like an interview thing where we'd see how you mesh with us and everything, because that's how we were able to kind of form up Core Studios in the first place. Is we both had same or similar anyway visions of like how stuff should look. Like he would describe something and I would be like, oh yeah, so something like this, that, or I would show him a sample and he'd be like, exactly, you know. So we just kind of meshed on that. So every time he sends me a scene, whenever I send it back to him, the effects are basically how he pictured in his head, or better, as far as what he tells me, you know. Yeah, I'm sure he's, you know, sometimes maybe he's just being nice, but you know what I'm saying. Like I try to always exceed expectations. So as long as we can do that, you know, it's quality and it's good, then, you know, hey, maybe that's something we can look into in the future. But, you know, it's also something that I would have to talk with him about, because it's, in the end, it's still his channel, because that's how it started out. So he's got the final say. So you know, it would just it would be something that's like a possibility. But, you know, good suggestion though, man.
If you remember the Power of the Prime series I was working on, would you be up for voicing some characters?
Yeah, man, I'll help you out, Bob. Of course, buddy.
Let's see, it's going to be uploaded, but I need to put sounds in it.
Okay, all right, yeah, put some cool transformation, put some metal clanging, some you know, all that good stuff.
Let's see. Well, you're bringing him for the stream Saturday, so you guys can talk about it.
Yeah. Good point, Bob, and thank you for bringing that up, because I definitely wanted to mention that. Is I will have Swagwave on the stream here on Saturday. I'm going to be doing one at 4 p.m. Eastern, and he will be joining me, and, you know, we'll just kind of like we're doing right now. We'll just be hanging out, talking to you guys, doing Q&A. I probably won't even have like an editing thing going on, so that way we can focus more on talking to you guys. We might even watch some of our stop motions do like a live commentary, you know, like how there's commentaries on DVDs and stuff talking about, oh yeah, I remember doing this scene, is what we did, haha. Yeah. You know, like maybe we'll do something like that. You know, if you guys have some questions you want to ask, you know, put them in the comments. You know, in fact, I'll do something like that, like put them in the comments, hashtag Saturday Q&A. You know, there you go. Alright, so let's see this thing right here. So don't forget, this is going to be up here. Let's see how that looks. Yep, tires right across them, and we need another muzzle flash. Another one. Oh, actually, let me not use the same exact one. Let's go back to this one here, because I think we barely saw this one the first time. So I don't like to get too repetitive with the effects. I mean, like, there's only so many that are out there. It's funny, after doing so many of these, I've started noticing when other people use the same effects, whether it's from a website or a channel on YouTube that uploads them, and I'm like, oh, I've seen those. Yeah, cool. You know, so there's only so many, so I try to do a variety as best I can.
Watching this is actually funny because I'm currently in the process of editing the video and I keep getting distracted.
Yeah, I'm getting distracted too. You see how like there'll be moments of me not doing anything, and it's like, gotta keep working. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it though. Yeah, hopefully you guys can make it back for the one on Saturday with Swagwave in here. We gonna have some fun. I don't know why all of a sudden Crazy Taxi popped in my head, that old Dreamcast game. You have 5 crazy minutes. Let's see what's going on in the Discord. Is that? Oh, that's not from. That's not from mine. Never mind. We'll check that later. That's for Chessman. Almost tempted, and it's like, man, if it's gonna be blurry anyway, I'm gonna put the video back on if it's gonna just be blurry anyway. Just for fun, just for a little bit.
Why not?
Just for something to look at. I gotta find something else to put up there as well. Probably pull up like the old Star Wars video or something. Open video. Yeah, I can have it play some of this later. That's what I'll do. Alright. I don't know, I'm still kind of messing around with the live stream settings. Like, this is, I think, number 4. So, still pretty new to it. And just seeing what little goofy things I can do to the setup. Make it more entertaining. Alright, so let's see. I'm probably going to have to move this with keyframes. Let's find out. Yep. Just a little bit. Not too much. Much too much. Now that works. Kind of. It is going a little too far back. Let's see how that moves. Yeah, that's better. That's better. And then let's see, we'll have him fire another round. Looks like there's just lasers and stuff flying everywhere. Not too far. Go.
Still tinkering with the Combiner Wars video. Looks fun.
Yeah, well, welcome back, man. Thanks for joining the stream again. Yeah, still messing with this one. I kind of took a break from it to finish the blackout scene because we want to. Excuse me, that one's kind of shorter, and we can go ahead and get that one out first. Swagwave's still in the process of filming this one, so there's no point in getting too far ahead. So, but now that the blackout one's about wrapped up, still messing with this one. You know, it's fun to do during the stream and kind of try to stay on task, but of course I get distracted. But I don't mind getting distracted. I like the questions and stuff. It's fun talking to you guys.
Don't you feel as if Transformers franchise is not the same as it used to be since IDW comics are ending and how people aren't too happy about the upcoming Cyberverse series?
Now, see, I don't know about I haven't heard anything about the Cyberverse series, and that may be just because I haven't stayed in the loops with the comics that much. I did hear about how it was ending, the ongoing series was ending, and
Let's see, what else let's see, as if the franchise is not the same as it used to be.
I mean, there's always going to be that feeling of the franchise not being what it used to be. Because I'm sure people back when, like, Beast Wars was out were probably saying the same thing. Like, oh, this just isn't what it used to be. They're turning into animals now. So, that's, I guess, it just is all a matter of how you look at it. You know, of course, it's going to go through different things. So, as far as that goes, I mean, yes, it's true. It doesn't feel the same, but at the same time, that doesn't bother me as much as like, well, I'm not, even though I wasn't keeping up with the comics, I'm not that happy that they're ending because I was liking the stuff that I was reading when I left off. It was good. It was entertaining. So I like the characters and stuff and the art. So, if they're ending now, once I get caught up, I guess I won't have anything to read on those anymore. So that's kind of a bummer. But I'll have to look into this whole Cyberverse thing. I don't know. Is that sort of supposed to be some sort of like aligned continuity, like they were doing, like I mentioned earlier with the games and the Prime TV show? Are they trying to combine universes again and have like a cinematic universe and all that, like Marvel? Everybody wants to be Marvel.
Yeah, it's weird. The only thing aside from the toys that I'm looking forward to is the Bumblebee movie, and that makes me worried.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff, like if the comics aren't being made anymore, depends on, like you said, the toys are still good. It's like there's still toys that you can look forward to, but it really depends on how well those sell. If they're gonna start doing any other things like another good game series, and if they do, it's like I say another good game series as if it would just automatically be good. That's no guarantee. And High Moon Studios isn't even around anymore. Like they got disbanded, and the people who worked there kind of got put into various other studios or moved on to other work or whatever they ended up doing. So there's no guarantee that if we got another set of Transformers games that they would be good. I mean, I like Devastation. I think Platinum Games made that one. I like that one. That one was good. Sure I'm on the right one here.
Follow-up question: what do you think was the prime for this franchise?
Oh, like the peak, the height of it. I'm gonna have to say, and it's gonna sound biased because I keep going on and on about how much I like it, but I'm gonna have to say the Transformers Prime, and that's a pun there, of course, not intentional, but I'm gonna have to say that was like the peak, like that was the prime moment because we had all the lore, because you got to have, so some people say, oh, G1 was the peak. Yeah, but G1, it was just starting, and the toys, let's be honest, the toys weren't that great compared to what we have now, with like the Masterpiece series and everything like that. But to get there, to get to that moment where you have the Masterpiece figures and the Generations line, what did they end up calling the Generations line? I mean, I guess it just ended up going into Combiner Wars and Titans Return and all that. But to have the the Headmasters toys being made, we had all sorts of Combiner teams, all that to get to that point around these last few years here, like this era, this last era that we've had, like leading up to the recent like Power of the Primes line, starting with the Cybertron games, the Generations toy lines. So about like the last 6 years, I would say, has been the peak. There's been live action films. We've had constant multi-season TV shows. We had Transformers Prime and then Robots in Disguise, and they both went multiple seasons. While live action movies were happening, the toy lines were amazing. I love the Prime toy line was good. I mean, all the toy lines have their ups and downs, but the Prime toy line was good. We've been having awesome masterpieces throughout the past few years. And of course, like I just mentioned, leading up into the Combiner Wars, the Titans Returns, the Power of the Primes. Excuse me. We've had all these amazing figures, but we wouldn't get those if we didn't have that 30 years to build on of appreciation of the G1 and all that stuff that came before. So that's why I would say that this was the peak. And like I said, of course I'm biased because we're living in it, we just it's all happening in the past 6 years. We got to experience it, but that's the thing is like I consider it lucky. I mean, you could say it's biased, but I'm also like, hey, but it's lucky because we got to be through it and try to collect the figures as they came out. Because some of the stuff, you know, if you try to go back and hunt it down, it is not easy and not cheap.
You like the Decepticon
Justice Vision? Yes, I do like the DJD, man. They're badass. They're like the Decepticon Wreckers, basically, and I love the Wreckers. So yes, DJD gets 2 thumbs up.
Cyberverse is actually a brand new series featuring Bumblebee as the main character once more alongside Windblade.
Oh, okay. I think I did hear something about that. I just didn't know it was called Cyberverse. Okay, yeah. See, that's what I was saying earlier with the overexposure. I am not, you know, a big fan of it, and Bumblebee, I think, is getting a little too much here.
Transformers, Combiner Wars, Power of Primes is over now.
Yeah, it's a shame Power of the Primes is over, and Combiner Wars and all that. I mean, I've been loving all these figures. I'm curious to see what we get next. You know, you know, Predaking just came out. That's hype, but you know, curious to see what the future holds here.
Cyberverse. Oh, did you guys see the Beast Wars Megatron?
I did see the Beast Wars Megatron, and I was all like, hell yeah! And then I saw the price tag, and I was just like, oh no.
Cyberverse raises some concerns for older viewers. This is 100% geared toward kids. We'll all give.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's fine if that's what they want to do. It's just like you phrase it perfectly. All Hail Megatron. It's not my cup of tea. It's just not my thing. Like I liked when they had the separate properties. They had Transformers Prime, which was, you know, it was for all ages, but it was definitely something that the older audience could enjoy. And then they had the what was it, the Rescue Bots? Was that what they were called? Where it was for the definitely younger audience. I mean, if you were older and you enjoyed it, that's fine, but it was definitely geared towards the younger audience. And I like that where, you know, it was variety, you know. But if they're just gonna steer everything towards a younger audience, I don't get that. I don't get why they would, you know. It's like maximize your audience. Little Beast Wars reference. Maximize your customer base, you know, make stuff for everybody. But hey, whatever, it's their thing. We still, like I've been talking about, we still got all these awesome figures that have been coming out the past 5 or 6 years. I'm just gonna hoard all these, you know.
Pre-orders went up to obtain it. Windblade, yeah.
I mean, I would that Beast Wars Megatron looks beautiful, but at the same time, I'm holding out because I would love Transmetal Beast Wars Megatron, because he was the one that I remember seeing the most. I mean, I watched all 3 seasons, and I know that he really only had that form throughout season 2. I think he got it either at the end of season 1 or during season 2. So it's not like it was his main form. He kind of had all 3 forms equally, except maybe the dragon one was the least had the least screen time. But I guess season 2 may have been, maybe that's the one I saw the most reruns of or something. I don't know. But for some reason, that's when I hear Beast Wars Megatron, I picture the Transmetal one. And I mean, I love the Transmetal one. He had the roller skates and everything. I would love a masterpiece of that, even if it was pricey. I would love to get it if they ever make it. I noticed they've been putting Windblade in there as a main character a lot too. Like, you know, she's been rising to prominence, and I mean that's cool. But it's like, give me some variety. Bring some other characters in there too.
Didn't Hasbro say something about a Cybertron toy line after?
I don't know. No idea. Hasbro's doing all sorts of crazy stuff. They got the Power Rangers toys now here in America. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Combiner Megazords. I can only imagine if they had like similar port molds as the Transformers, and we could have like Megazord Transformer crossovers. I mean, that's extremely off topic from what you're asking, but it just popped into my head.
They really need to do something special for the longtime fans. Personally, I think that would bring back a lot of fans.
Yeah, I mean, if they did something like, especially anytime that it's a good anniversary year, you know, like 30th, 35th, Beast Wars 20th or 25th, whatever's coming up, you know, any good anniversary year, definitely do something special, because that lets the fans know that, you know, you're paying attention to them, that you're not just always. I mean, of course, in the end, it's a business, you know, and they always got to bring in new customers. So that's why they're doing this stuff that's like geared towards the kids. I get that, but like you said, it really helps to let the old fans know from time to time. You don't always have to cater to them. You got, like I said, it's a business. Bring in the new customers, but yeah, let the old fans know from time to time that you really appreciate them, and it'll go a long way, because you want to retain those. So if there's ever a dry spell, say there's not, you know, live action movies constantly being made, or, you know, it's just not the thing anymore, and you need, it's like, man, you're not getting any new customers because there's no TV networks want to put your cartoons on the air because Transformers isn't popular at the moment, or whatever it may be, whatever the reason may be. You're going to need those loyal fans to kind of keep you afloat in between. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's up to them. Let's see, I think it's been a while since the last laser flew past the screen, so I want another one going past here. That was one thing I felt the live action movies were sorely lacking. They needed more lasers, too many bullets, too many Transformers firing bullets. Which was cool enough. I mean, I don't mind if some fire bullets. It looks awesome, especially the oversized shells falling to the ground, and like how Hound would like chew on a bullet and kind of smoke it like a cigar. I mean, that stuff is cool. But I don't want all bullets. I want some lasers in there. Give me some beams. Unibeam.
Don't you think Optimus Primal is really annoying?
Well, that's just Prime. Yeah, Optimus Primal, like, I remember when I was a kid, he didn't necessarily get on my nerves because it was just like, oh, he's the hero, he's the leader. But definitely watching back, like, I have all 3 seasons on DVD, and watching back, he is kind of like a little bit too goody-goody. He almost reminds me of Superman, like, you know, like Boy Scout. You know, kind of like goody-goody. It's a little too much. Which one did I just duplicate there? I don't know. Do the exact same one. Let's do. I haven't used this one in a minute, in quite some time. But yeah, he definitely has his annoying moments. But you know, it was also funny because Beast Wars had some good humor in it. Optimus Primal surprisingly had like some funny moments too. I mean, they all did. Rhinox had some funny moments. Rhinox to me feels like he's like the prototype for Transformers Prime Ratchet. Like, I feel like Prime Ratchet and Beast Wars Rhinox would get together really well until Rhinox steps on something, like goes beast mode and steps on something, and Ratchet's like, I needed that.
I'm not ready for Hasbro Cinematic Universe. I don't need another company attempting to be Marvel.
Yeah, you would think like companies would learn after, or movie studios, whatever you want to call them, would learn their lesson after DC tried to be Marvel, at least movie-wise. I mean, you know, DC's comics are doing fine. I think they're doing better than Marvel in the comics. But as far as movies goes, they tried so hard to catch up with that cinematic universe and be like Marvel, and it failed. It bombed. And Star Wars, it seemed, because at first it just seemed like, okay, they're doing another trilogy, but then with Rogue One and then the Solo movie, I mean, Rogue One was fine, but I didn't even see the Solo movie, and I heard it bombed, and it's almost like they were attempting an expanded universe or a cinematic universe with that. I don't know if Rogue One was supposed to be like, oh, hey, we're launching a cinematic universe, as much as it was just, hey, let's tie in, you know, what happens in between here. But Solo definitely felt like we're going to do a cinematic universe, because then they were going to do Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. You know, we're gonna get solo movies, or I say solo. We're gonna get, you know, their own movie, like standalone movies. And I don't think they're gonna do that anymore. So maybe they did learn with that. But if Hasbro is trying to do it, because that seems like what they're doing with like Bumblebee and all this stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Speaking of female Transformers, which do you find the best personality and traits?
Well, that's hard to say because there's not many of them that they've given enough development to, unfortunately. For one, there's not that many female Transformers out there. Like, I even made a joke about that in my Prime Hates Bumblebee series a couple years ago. Bumblebee was like hitting on RC, or I'm sorry, Optimus was hitting on RC, and then Bumblebee came up just being like a nice guy, and she was talking to him, and Prime got all pissed off, and he's like, "There's only like 2 fembots on the entire planet." So yeah, there needs to be more just in general, but the ones that have been at least given some character development, you know, RC is cool. She didn't really have much of a character outside of just the female Transformer in G1, but I do like what they did with her in the comics, where she's like an assassin, you know, and she has kind of like a tortured past that you know, she struggles with from time to time. I was like, okay, that's interesting. That makes it really cool. I love those. They were like what, like laser swords or flame swords or something. She had like these awesome weapons. It was cool. But as far as my favorite, I would have to say Black Arachnia, because we've been talking about Beast Wars and all this old stuff. Black Arachnia was so cool though, because, you know, she started out evil, she went good, but then it was like she kind of went back and forth, like she struggled with it. She developed a relationship with Silverbolt, and they were like adorable together because you know, you could tell he kind of got on her nerves with how like chivalrous he was, but then she loved it though at the same time. It was like endearing, you know, at the same time as she would like kind of, you know, snap at him for it or whatever. And it was great. It was great seeing them two together. It was great seeing her develop. So Black Arachnia, definitely my favorite. If you count her as a fembot, I mean, that I don't know. Like I guess, you know, because I mean, Beast Wars is part of the continuity. You know, they worked in the G1 references really well, I thought. So I count that. So if you count that, you know, Black Arachnia. Oh man, hold on, I gotta catch up with the chat. Hold on. Started talking about Solo, everybody like, oh. Okay, so I didn't miss too much. Alright, so Bob says Solo wasn't that good. Alright, so Bob saw it. So you know about the Age of Swag Wave contest entry of Optimus Prime versus Decepticon. I'll be doing that stop motion tomorrow. Awesome, Mr. N. Yeah, you know what? I purposely have been waiting to watch all the entrants at the same time, so that way it's kind of like they're all fresh at once. Because if I watch one and then go and watch another one like days or weeks or however long the time that you have to make them, and if I'm, you know, people are uploading all throughout, if I forget one or have a longer time to think about it or something, or even watch it multiple times, then it's like it's not fair to like the people who come in towards the end of the time span and I only watch theirs like once. So I want to just watch everything at, you know, at least just once and at the same time, and then I'll because it'll be me and Swagwave that'll be judging it. So Solo isn't worth it. The literal cancer with the Star Wars label. You know, that's funny that you say that, because that's everything I've seen on it as far as like reviews. You know how people will do YouTube videos and they'll break down the movie, go scene by scene, spoilers, all that stuff. So I almost feel like I have seen it just because I've had it described to me in detail, spoilers and everything. And yes, it sounds terrible. The only thing I remember Rhinox by are all of those. No, we shall not speak of Rhinox parts. Oh man, I know that they did a Generations Rhinox. I wonder if they do like a Masterpiece Rhinox. That'll be like like those Tamashii Nation effect parts, like explosions and stuff. They need a little cloud.
Oh no. Thank you everyone for warning me about the Solo movie. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay away from that one, man. I think I'm gonna stay away.
Hasbro has to do a cinematic universe, then they should do stuff that off-world with like the Wreckers or something.
You know what would be awesome if they did something like, you know how More Than Meets the Eye, the comic, had the Lost Light, and they were basically on a space adventure, going around to like a bunch of different planets and stuff. It would be awesome if they did something like that, and they went to you know, some familiar places like the planet of Junk. You know, visited some of the Junkions. You know, maybe Wreck-Gar could make a cameo, and you know, other various planets that have been referenced all throughout the series. Because I never realized in the third season, because I didn't watch the third season as a kid. I thought the movie ended it because everyone died. But when I went back and watched the third season on DVD, I'm like, man, they're just going all over the place. They go to all sorts of different planets and meet all these different aliens, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the third season, so I would love to see something like that in the movies. That would be really cool. Kitty Sack. Hey, Brian, or Kitty Sack, what's up, buddy? Force of habit, my bad. Let's see, let me catch up on these chats here.
What scary movie have you watched or not watched?
Scary movies, man. I love good horror movies, so it'd probably be easier to list the ones that I haven't watched, because I try to watch as many as I can. In fact, I've gotten to the point now where I'm starting to watch like Japanese horror movies and stuff, because I've seen all the ones from here. MP MP Rhinox with fart accessories. Yeah, get on it. Get on it, Takara. Team up with Tamashii. Make those effect pieces. They'll probably make it some sort of exclusive or something, but get on it. So I got distracted by this song, man. I'm digging this. I'm just jamming out over here.
Not much. It's all good.
Thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for checking it out. You gotta give me like some pointers since you stream on Twitch. I'll have to get on Twitch. Like, I was trying to set it up, but there's like a lot you have to do. It's a little more involved than YouTube.
More like Orbital Beacon, am I right? Or
Bacon. Oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I pulled a Captain America there. I'm like, I understood that.
no.
Thank you, Bob. Bob's like, rein it in. Rein it in. Oh, that was bad. I didn't even realize that pun until after I said it. Oh my goodness. Yes, but hi, but welcome, V.
I was taking up the role of Ultra Magnus in Galvatron's Revenge Life. Are you aware of any spoilers?
Okay, yeah. Ooh, that, you know, that reminds me. Let's see if I can pull that up here. Come on now. Yeah, so Galvatron's Revenge, I'm like really excited about. I'm glad that you guys are are aware of it. You know, we want as many people to check it out as possible. And it's like I am aware of spoilers. Of course, I can't give any, but the story, I love it. Like, I'm really happy with what they did. They definitely were paying attention. You know, they know their stuff when it comes to the Prime universe. The guys who wrote it, who came up with the story. And I love how they're integrating things like, again, like we were talking earlier about the aligned continuity from the Cybertron games in the Prime universe, is they're bringing in the Combaticons from the Cybertron games. Like, it's a very similar, they're basing their designs on those of the Fall of Cybertron Combaticons, and just kind of updating their faces and some of their proportions to look like the Prime universe. So I'm really excited for some of the stuff they're doing. I'm actually voicing some of the Combaticons. I voice Onslaught and Brawl, and then I voice Ultra Magnus and Scourge. Scourge is one of the Destructicons. He's one of the heralds of Unicron that comes in with Galvatron. So it's a very like G1 reference, but it's still kind of a different thing because Galvatron is not Megatron. He is a separate character, and he's like the herald of Unicron, kind of like Silver Surfer is to Galactus. Oh man, I'm falling behind in the chat. No. All right, hold on. Farting bacon, or farting bacon, farting Rhinox. Wow, that's how jumbled up I'm getting in the chat. Farting Rhinox needs to be a thing. Yes. Will you live stream or react to fan-made stop-motion animation? Yeah, that would be a great idea, Kitty Sack. That's an awesome idea. If you guys want me to do like a live reaction to some fan-made stop motions, some of your stop motions, and not like I'm gonna sit and bash it and rip it apart, but it's all in good fun. You know what I mean? We'll have fun with it. If you think that would be fun, I would love to do something like that. That'd be hilarious. Because I make fun of my own stuff. I was talking about it in one of my previous streams about it from the Godzilla stop motion when I messed up one of the plumes of smoke that was coming up from a building on fire. But I loved it. It was hilarious. Godzilla himself even looked at it. Coincidentally, the figure just happened to look down at that moment, so it was hilarious. But like, yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to do some live reactions on some fan stop motions, I'm all for it. Hey now, Orbital, no need to get feisty. It's not like you're going to be in a video of mine or something.
Oh no! How embarrassing.
Masterpiece Megatron now with the voice sound the same. So right, that's alright.
No, not that, no. Yes.
Does Masterpiece Megatron, because I don't know this, I haven't looked to see what all he comes with. Does he come with a rubber ducky? Because I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't. I mean, I know I could get like probably a to scale rubber duck from like Hobby Lobby or something, you know, in the miniature section, but he should come with one.
Yes. I need my rubber ducky.
Yes. Order now. Yeah, it's a pre-order exclusive.
Pre-order your Rhinox now for exclusive farting action.
Oh, hashtag farting bacon. Do you think that Galvatron's Revenge will line up to the legacy of Prime? That's what we're hoping for. That's what the whole team, the writers, the animators, the voice actors, everyone wants to live up to the legacy of Prime. We all loved Prime. We're huge fans of it. We want to do the story justice as far as, you know, a fan-made continuation goes. We want to do it justice, and we want to do our best to live up to it. So, and again, I'm going to be a little biased because I'm a part of it, but I will say that they are doing an excellent job on the story. I mean, it's pretty much finished as far as the story goes. Right now, we're just finishing up some minor recording. Like, we've got most everybody's lines, but we got to, you know, redo a few. There's some animation left to do, and because we weren't able to meet the crowdfunding goals, we're going to just have a simpler animation. It's going to look kind of like the clips they've been posting, which, you know, I know it looks kind of like an animatic. It's not as good as we wanted to, but it would take months to render on the resolution that the show had, which they've done a few small clips in the show resolution, but you know. But yes, we're hoping to live up to the legacy of that.
Kitty Sack, that could be cool to do with Swaggers here.
Yeah, Bob, and Ashley's in here. Hey. No rubber ducky?
Oh, they have failed me, yes. Now I'm going to have to buy my own rubber ducky. No.
Dude, Orbital, I am messing around with that raw file you sent me. And I'm somehow mad you sound like a cheesy 80s villain voiceover.
Yeah, yes. I mean, it's a cheesy 80s character. What did you expect?
Which Prime do you think deserves more recognition?
Besides me, of course. This beat me by that much.
Fumus Prime deserves more respect.
I don't know. Definitely not Sentinel. He's a jerk. And I mean, that's mostly from animated, but he was a jerk in the live action too, even though Leonard Nimoy voiced him. I would like to see some of the... I know the comic books have kind of gone into the 13 Primes somewhat, but I would like to see a little bit more development on each of those. Like, what was the one that developed the... was it the one that developed the Combiners? Was that Nova Prime? Man, I can't remember. That's bad that I'm blanking out on this, but yeah, I would like to maybe one of the 13 Primes to get more recognition and be developed more, or all of them for that matter. Give me more universe expanding mythos. I love that stuff. Give me more. Yeah, while Swagwave's in here, which, now that was something I was planning to do with Swagwave in here, was a commentary on some of our videos, but it would be fun to also do reaction to other fan videos with him in here as well. So yeah, definitely going to do a whole lot of stuff. The stream on Saturday, you guys, like for anyone that was not in here earlier, I'm going to have Swagwave in here on Saturday so that, you know, we can kind of go over some stuff with you guys. You know, we can do a live Q&A. He'll be posting something on his channel, so hopefully there'll be like a really good turnout. We'll have a bunch of people in here, and we'll have a lot of fun. Mrs. Bacon, that's me. What was that show on Nickelodeon or Snick? All That? Was that what it was? Where the girl's like, that's me. There's a 90s reference for you. Sentinel Prime is all Chintinel Prime. Yeah, he is. He's all chin. He is all chin. The Amanda Show. That's it. Yeah, she would like read letters from people or something, like yell at them. Oh, that was great. If you've got a video that you want us to react to, let's see, what's the best way to collect those? Alright, so here's what we'll do. On this stream here, I'm gonna have two ways for you to submit them. On this stream here, when it's done, it'll be, you know, automatically uploaded to the channel, like archived or whatever they call it, but it'll be there available for people to rewatch and comment on. So go leave a link to the video that you want us to react to in the comments of this stream when it's done. And again, like I was saying earlier, if you have questions for us, and I was saying, you know, ask the question and end it, ask the question in the comments and end it with hashtag Saturday Q&A. Do the same thing. Put your link in there and then hit shift enter, you know, so it's under the link so it doesn't interfere with it, and put hashtag Saturday Q&A, and that way I'll know it's not spam or anything. You know, just in case YouTube marks it as spam, I can go in there and look and see, oh, okay, this is what it is. And you can put that in the comment section here, and then probably tomorrow, both Swagwave and I will upload a video, just kind of like letting everyone know that the stream will be happening this Saturday. You know, just so we can try to get as many people in here, have a big group to have a good time and all laugh and joke around. So on that video, you can also post a comment there, just in case you don't hear about that in this stream, because I'll mention it again in that video, since I'm not obviously not done with it yet. I will mention it there in that video, so you'll have two opportunities, or ways I should say, to submit a video or a link to your video, and we'll check it out. Yeah, we'll react to it, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. The more the better, you know? Bring him to me. Bring him to me. Amanda Bynes. Oh, didn't she end up going crazy or something? That'd be funny. She pops in right now. That's me. You're like, wasn't she a crazy person? That's me. I'm one to talk. I'm loopy. Oh, it looks like an explosion is going off here. That's red light. All right, so I want a laser beam to fly down and cause this explosion. So we'll have this fly by. He shoots that, and then we'll have a beam kind of come down right in front of him and make that big explosion right there. I know I'm going to sound like a suck up, but I truly love your Optimus impression. You are the Optimus of YouTube. Oh man, thank you, Fumus Prime. I really appreciate that. I really do. Like that is a major compliment. There's so many people that can do good impressions of Optimus, so that's a major compliment. So I really appreciate that, man.
Remember the Fast and Transformers stop motion video where Optimus saying "I'm not a race car" and Sam saying "Optimus"?
Prime was like, "What the hell, Sam?"
Yeah, that was me. I do remember that. That was
I voiced that. Orbital crazy? Nah, no.
Lies and slander. I'm not crazy. Alright, let's have some more laser beams fly in. Cause this explosion to happen. Which means I get to add an explosion. Like you see. Oh, it looks like there's already. It's like he's like, oh, I'm dodging it. All right, so it kind of goes past him. So I guess maybe it explodes in his face or something. That boy gonna explode.
Okay, because I would like to see what Swagwave thinks of the video, I put it in the Discord.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, speaking of Discord, if anybody wants in, let me know and I will provide you with the link. We hang out in here in between the streams and goof off, talk about Marvel, Kamen Rider, Transformers, whatever. Whatever it may be. Alright, let me make sure. I think if I remember correctly, this thing, yeah, that's not the right glow. Well, it kind of looks okay. I don't know, I think it should be more purplish, not so blue. Let's see what this looks like. weird right now, but just give it a second. There we go. Oh, that almost reminds me of the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles, the 2012 Ninja Turtles. They had a bunch of... The Krang fired a bunch of pink lasers that looked like that. I don't know, it almost looked better being blue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that thing being blue dabu dee babu dow. All voice and no bots make orbital something something. Woo. Okay, so definitely an explosion happening. Finally, get to put some explosions in here. I'm like Michael Bay. I'm just itching to put an explosion. Come on. Can't wait. What does this one look like? I don't even know. That's not big enough. I need a bigger explosion. That one's not big enough. What does this one look like? No, no. These explosions are pitiful. I want like a giant one. I know this one is big. I know this one is a massive explosion. Look at this thing. Alright, I guess I'll have to use that if nothing else works. Providing my own sound effects for these things. The only reason I try not to use that explosion that I just... This one's okay. The reason I try not to use that other one is because I've used it a lot already, and like I was saying before, I don't like to use the same effects too many times, too frequently, because it'll get easy to recognize. I mean, like, since I work with these effects so much, I can recognize them in other people's videos, and so I don't want them to become overdone. Have you not heard of Baldi's Basics? What's Baldi's Basics? I guess I haven't heard of it. Now I'm gonna sound like I don't know what's going on.
Favorite character from animated, and do you think it needs to be redone with better animation? Not saying animation is bad.
Favorite character from animated, let's see. I mean, Soundwave was in there, so, you know, Soundwave was always my favorite, but I don't know if he was necessarily my favorite character in animated, because he was only in a few episodes. You know what? My favorite animated character was Lugnut, because he was hilarious. Like, I genuinely laughed, you know, at some of the things he did. You know, just, he was like Inferno from Beast Wars. Like, just like I was saying, Prime Ratchet and Rhinox would probably get along together, maybe, or they might get on each other's nerves because they seem so similar. I could see Beast Wars Inferno with animated Lugnut. You know, Lugnut saying, you know, the grand and glorious Megatron, and then Inferno saying, you know, no, he's the queen, respect the royalty, and they start arguing over who's the better minion. I love those types of characters. I know they're like stupid and kind of one note, but they crack me up. And I also liked his design. He was really cool. He's like a Cyclops, you know, like Shockwave. So he was really cool. So Lugnut was probably my favorite animated character, but Megatron was really cool in that series. Bumblebee, surprisingly, with all the trash I talk, and I even have a stop motion series called Prime Hates Bumblebee, animated Bumblebee was awesome. If I remember correctly, he was voiced by the voice actor who does Beast Boy. I'm not sure about that because I haven't seen it in a long time, but if I remember correctly, he was, and he just gives him this great personality. That show in general was well written, so animated Bumblebee was actually, he was a good character. He was probably the second favorite after Lugnut, so which is surprising because you never think I would like Bumblebee, but he was hilarious. So I don't know. How about them? How about them stop motions? No, you had a great idea. Ashley came up with this great idea that I should do like a stop motion, kind of like a football game or something, where each team is like a different franchise. You know, like Marvel versus DC, Star Trek versus Star Wars. You know, I mean, they make enough figures of all these things. So Soundwave is, yeah, Soundwave is my overall, like, or all time, or whatever you want to classify it. Soundwave is definitely my favorite Transformer character, just in general. Specifically the G1 Soundwave, and of course anything that resembles the G1 Soundwave, like the one from the Cybertron games, and even Transformers Prime. Even though he looked a lot different, he, other than being silent, he had that similar function. He was the communications officer, but he was also a force to be reckoned with. So any version of Soundwave that's like that. I mean, honestly, I even like the Cybertron or Galaxy Force or whatever you want to call it. I even like that version of Soundwave. He was kind of like a DJ, you know? He's like, these Autobots are up in my grill. So, I mean, any version of Soundwave just about I pretty much like. It's just a matter of, if you're asking about a particular series, like animated for instance, where he's only in a few episodes, it's hard to say that he's my favorite character from that specific series, just because he didn't get enough screen time or something. But yeah, he's definitely my overall favorite, man. I love Soundwave. He's so cool. I've got so many Soundwave figures. I try to collect every one I can.
Lugnut and Inferno would be an amazing duo. I've already imagined an entire show about their rivalry.
We need to make it happen. That needs to be a stop motion. The Lugnut and Inferno show. Oh my goodness. It's like the Odd Couple.
It's a game where you play as a student, where you solve math problems, and if you get them right, you get a prize.
Okay, I did hear about Baldi's Basics. That's right. I did hear about that. Okay. Yeah, the ruler slapping thing. I did hear about that.
You should the game thing, but with the Transformers playing basketball.
Yeah, because we were talking about Prime playing basketball earlier.
Compute fast.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Transformers, I mean, it could be all sorts of people playing. Oh man, that would be great. Be like Space Jam, but done right. All right. Oh, that's right. I was looking for a proper explosion here. I'm probably gonna have to speed this thing up too, because the camera's moving away from it. You know what? Probably just use both of them. That's what I'll do. But at different times, of course. I'm gonna set them off at different times. Give me just one moment. Alright, I have returned. I have returned. favorite Autobot over the entire multiverse. Let's see. That would be... Oh, that's tough, man. I'll tell you this. It's not Optimus. I mean, he's up there. He's one of the favorites. But it's just... I need like more of a quirky character. I guess that's why I like characters like Lugnut and Inferno, because they're just goofy and quirky. Man, favorite Autobot, that's tough. Because I'm a Decepticon guy. I've always liked the bad guys. So it's like, man, I'm really trying to think, like, what Autobot would be my favorite? And right now I'm actually trying to think which Autobot I have the most figures of, but of course that's Optimus. So I guess maybe it is Optimus. I don't know. I really like Cup, because he's old and grumpy. Just like I was saying before with the live action movies, I like the grumpy guys like Hound and Jetfire. And Cup's always like telling people to get their noodle out of his nose, his face. And yeah, like he's hilarious.
Turbo having young punk.
Phantom Fox intros. Intros. What about intros?
Could you explain, please, sir? Expand on your question.
Bye, Mrs. Bacon. That nickname's gonna stick now. You can thank V for that. I think Lugnut did die in animated, unfortunately. Because if I remember correctly, the third season was killing characters off left and right. Like Blur got killed, and yeah, I think Lugnut gets like vaporized or something. Doesn't like some shockwave or whatever end up hitting him? Not the character, but like an actual blast end up hitting him, and he gets like vaporized or something. I haven't watched animated in a long time. Oh, thank you, Phantom. Yeah, I can do some channel intros. Now with the 3D effects, I'm still kind of learning with the 3D stuff. The software I'm using here, it's capable of doing 3D modeling or rendering, I guess. Because it can, I know there's tutorials for like 3D text and stuff. I just haven't got there yet myself. Most of the stuff I've done with intros is just layering, you know, various like video and text layers and special effects layers, and just kind of spreading them out to give them some depth. But yeah, there's definitely some 3D stuff that this software can handle, for sure. Well, it really was fun chatting and hearing you about your views on Transformers. Unfortunately, I have to exit the stream. Hoping to see you more live streams in the future. Thank you for hanging out, Fumas Prime. And yeah, I'm gonna have like a weekly schedule every Tuesday and Thursday around the same time. 6 p.m. Eastern is when I started. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the occasional Saturday for like special stuff. So this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, Swagwave will be here. We're doing like a special stream, you know, just to react to some videos and do some commentaries and answer some questions, have some fun. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you back, man. Thanks for stopping in. Oh yeah, every channel's got to have that intro. Some dubstep or something. No, I mean I just put a couple of sound effects to mine. I didn't put any music to it, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's almost like a requirement. You got to have it. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna make this one bigger. None of the explosion, well, the only explosion that was big enough was one that I've used way too many times, so I'm gonna use this one and just make it a little bit bigger. you should definitely. You know what would be cool, Bob? And this is something that HitFilm is totally capable of. You know what you should do is you should have it be all like dark, like start out dark and you hear some rain pouring. And what you can do is you can slowly bring the light up on your scene. And I mean, the intro is only gonna be like 5 seconds, so all this is gonna happen real quick. But what you should do is just have you see the raindrops falling, you hear the rain falling, and then when the lightning crashes, you know, it illuminates the letters of Bob the Rainmaker. You know what I'm saying? So like you wouldn't see it at first, and then when the lightning crashes, you see your name. That would be cool. I mean, that's just you do your thing, but I'm just saying, like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, and that's something you could totally do in HitFilm. You could easily have the multiple layers to where only the rain is visible and like some grass or something on the bottom. I mean, I could even help you with it, but like, yeah, man, like that would be a cool intro. You should do something like that. Have it like slowly zooming in on your name, but people, you know, you can only see it when the lightning flashes. Yeah, you gotta have the spinning 3D text and some dubstep. There you go. Now that you've killed everyone's eardrums, welcome to my channel. And I mean, I heard, I think it was Diamond Bolt, if you guys are familiar with him, he does a lot of Transformers videos, like review type stuff. And he even made a comment. He's like, people should know what channel you're on and everything. But at the same time, you don't always know where they're watching the video, because if people like share your video, or I mean, even you yourself could link your video through like a website or something. You know, you could have it embedded somewhere. So people don't always watch it on the YouTube page where your name is displayed. So if that's the case, then maybe the intro could help out. Plus, it's part of branding. You know, if you're wanting, you know, for people to feel like your channel is basically like a brand, like something familiar, that they're used to seeing the logo, they're used to, you know, the type of stuff that you put out, then it kind of it's just like how commercials get played over and over on TV, the same commercial, because it gets it into your head. I'm guilty of it too. I got one in front of my videos. I do it too. Yeah, if they can't hear the video, they can't say it's bad. That's right. Let's move this over. See how that looks now. forget. I'm gonna move on past this and I'll completely forget that I think I need another laser blast, or is this one sufficient? No, that one's sufficient. Okay, that one works. Had to make sure it was going in the right direction. Oh, right there, where they clash. I want some sparks flying out. This thing right here, whatever this weapon is, it reminds me of the Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave, where he was like a satellite. It's like one of his little winged satellite things. Welcome back, Phantom. Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I'm glad you think so, man. It's gonna be intense, actually. It's gonna be like a giant battle royale. There's a lot of teams that are gonna end up taking part in the battle, and there's more than two. It's not just Autobots and Decepticons. If you guys saw in the earlier streams, I think it was like the second or third one, I was editing one of the earlier parts of this Combiner Wars video, and we saw the Predacons, and they were actually fighting the Constructicons, so they're, which are Decepticons, so they're not really on either side. So we're gonna have this giant three-way battle between multiple teams of combiners. So yeah, this is gonna be a massive video, citywide destruction, as they say.
Have you guys been able to find some of the Powered Prime figures?
No, I haven't. I think I might have seen like one or two, but I haven't really looked in a while. Just because stuff always takes forever to come out here anyway. Like, I always see people online finding figures, and it's like a month or so later before I start to see them in the stores.
I need a new logo too, because I'm like 98% sure that the one I'm using is copyrighted.
Yeah, you don't want a copyrighted intro, because then every single video is gonna get flagged, so that's no good. Yeah, like, because I even struggle with the same thing, like having to think of something that was not copyrighted. Usually, if you either there are some YouTube channels, if you search for royalty free on YouTube, there are some channels that can provide what's it called, stock, I guess, stock music that you can use for your intro. Or if you just want to do some combination of sound effects, like I actually don't use music for mine. I just have sound effects kind of happening because it's like a sci-fi looking intro. So I just combined a few different sound effects from various things. And some people might be able to recognize what I use, because I did use things that were from like actual properties. But I mixed them together. I used about 4 or 5 different sounds, and I mixed them together to make the sound from my intro. And it ends up being, something that's not copyrighted, because it sounds so different. So it's fine with that. So yeah, either find some royalty-free music, and there's all types of genres. They have, jazz and techno and like retro sounding stuff, dubstep sounding stuff. People make royalty-free stock music like from all the genres. So you should be able to find what you're looking for that way. And then as far as like images and stuff go for your logo, as long as you designed your logo yourself, just make something original in Photoshop, you should be fine. Yeah, I have seen Grimlock. That's, so I guess I forgot he was part of Power Defense. So I've seen Grimlock. That's like the only one. this bad boy came straight from Google. I know how that goes, man. And I mean, like the same thing. Like I'll go and get like either I'll get inspiration from something, or if like for instance with what I've got going on the setup for the stream here, you know, I just Googled a space background, but then I modified it. I went in and just kind of messed with the colors and the darkness, brightness, and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of messed around with it, and so far, you know, hadn't had any complaints. All right. Robot Legend. I think they're moving as they fight here, so yep. This needs to move with them. Think of that. Perfect. So that stays right in the center of that clash there, so that's excellent. As they move off screen, so will that. Oh, and then the big guns show up. It's the big guns. Oop, right there, too far. It's like right back where I was. I already went past it. I'm looking at the spark, making sure it's going where it's supposed to. I'm not paying attention to what these guys are doing. All right. I want them to have some heavy looking firepower here. Okay, I never did end up needing that explosion, so take that out of there. Okay. Been wanting to use these. Pulsar blast. Gotta use it for something. This is supposed to be like giant laser cannons. I want it to look like freaking giant laser cannons.
Your channel is PFox Games? Alright, cool, man.
Let's check that out.
What's your favorite figure in your collection? Mine is the Make Toys Striker Manus.
Oh yeah, that thing looks awesome. The favorite one out of all of them? Ooh. Oh, I don't know, dude. I mean, I love Masterpiece Soundwave, you know, for Soundwave, but like, that thing isn't necessarily that old. I'm trying to think of something that maybe I've had in my collection longer. It's just like always this been like the centerpiece, but I don't know, because I have some good third-party stuff. Like I've got the Masterminds Creations, Roadbuster, and Impactor. Those are both really nice. I don't remember what the Mastermind Creation names for them are. I just call them by what they're supposed to be, Roadbuster and Impactor. Those are both really nice. I have the third-party Onslaught, the Fall of Cybertron Onslaught that became like a new torso for Bruticus and made it look more game accurate. That thing is amazing. Masterpiece Optimus, the MP10 Masterpiece Optimus. That one is great. Man, that's a tough, tough call. Oh, now what's happening here? Look at this. Yeah, definitely Phantom. Yeah, I forgot this thing goes to the edge of the screen. That's no good. Alright. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I enhance. Get it off the edge of the screen there. Yeah, there we go. It needed to be a bigger blast anyway. Yeah, I'm down, Phantom. Collab, I'll help out with your intro, give me a shout out and everything on your channel, and we're good to go. Oh, now it's coming. Yeah, I saw the so is that what they're calling it? Is MP10 3.0? Because to me it looked like the mold was, you know, pretty different. You know, like, I mean, obviously it's still very heavily G1 inspired, but it looks like they're trying to recreate the proportions of the cartoon with like the weird leg and torso proportions and stuff. So I didn't know if that was supposed to be a brand new Masterpiece Optimus, kind of like how MP01 was a different one from MP10, like completely different mold from MP10. So like I didn't know if this was, you know, MP whatever number they're on. So I guess they're just calling it MP10 3.0. But yeah, I've seen pictures of it, and I mean, I get what they're going for, but it's almost, I don't know, there's something that just doesn't translate well to the, you know, to like the 3D real world with those weird proportions. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, good. You know, they did a good job with it, but it's not my. I guess it's just not fitting my taste. I guess I'm just like, you know, I can pass on it. And I've got the MP10, so I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with that. We just saw those bad cell phone images. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is waiting for, you know, official stuff so you know what it's actually gonna look like. Yeah, that's a pain. Oh, that's awesome, man. That I would have liked to have taken like an animation course or something like that. Unfortunately, I wasn't really into this stuff when I was still in school. Like, I was doing that whole, you know, too cool for school shit, you know, like, not getting into the stuff that I really wanted to, so, yeah, that would have been cool. But that's awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah, hit DM me the info and we'll sort it all out. Yeah, the MP10, that thing was hard to find when it was current, you know, like when it was supposed to be at Toys R Us and all that stuff back when it was released. And it was already hard to find then. So I can only imagine that it just went up in price over the years. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Thanks, Phantom. Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, see, the thing with the recent masterpieces, since they've been going all out with them and including all this extra stuff, I'm worried that the price, it's almost like they're trying to make that like the new normal. Like they used to be like 50 to 60, and then they were like 100, and then 120. You know, and now they're like 180, 200. Like Masterpiece Megatron was 2 something, or 200 retail, but of course he was, you know, jacked up in price. And now with like Beast Wars Megatron Masterpiece and some of these others that might be coming out that have all these extra things, it's like, are they just gonna start trying to make it 300 for all of them? Like, man, can't keep up with all that. Like Kamehameha. Yeah, that Striker Manus thing, I've only heard, or I shouldn't say only good things, but it's vast majority good things about that figure. Yeah, see, this was what I was gonna try out for Mixmaster getting shot, but the thing is they're shooting forward. You know, like they're supposed to mimic the repulsor blast from Iron Man. You know, like that he fires from his hands and I guess feet, if you consider those also. I mean, I guess they are repulsor jets, but that's what the effect is meant to mimic. It's meant to mimic the repulsor blast for Iron Man. So it didn't really work as the laser impact on Mixmaster because since it was going outward at such a straight angle, it looked too much like a beam being fired and not dispersing. Like that's why I ended up using the muzzle flash, because it's kind of like a laser slash cartoon, I guess you could call it, kind of combination style of muzzle flash. It could work in a cartoon and like I've been using them here for lasers, and that particular one I ended up using, it dispersed a lot quicker and wider, so it looked more like an impact. And so because I didn't end up using this, it's like, well, I'm gonna use it now because I've been wanting to use these, you know. Like they look cool, I want to use it for something. I'm glad you like it, man. So let's see. I think this thing is going to have him moving. It's still panning. Yep. This one too. Yeah, that looks awesome though. I actually really like that. Like I was saying earlier, I love the Transformers firing lasers. It's always been my favorite thing. Thank you, Phantom. I appreciate that, man. And I'll definitely spread the word on your channel as well. Lasers keep changing colors, but that's okay. That's what they do. do, Phantom. I'll check it out tonight. Let's see, I'm probably getting to the to a good stopping point here, because from here it's just kind of moving the camera along as I move these laser blasts with their guns, and then the next scene from here I think is when the rest of the combiner teams show up and they start combining, so it's going to be a lot of like moving the camera and stuff. So I'll probably save that for the next stream on Thursday. I'll do another kind of Q&A / live edit type stream, and then Saturday Swagwave will be on here, and we'll do a bunch of fun stuff, like we'll do some live reactions and commentaries, and you guys can ask questions and everything like that. So it was a lot of fun hanging out though, man. This has like been a blast. I'm enjoying these streams, and you guys have had a lot of good questions, especially tonight. There were a ton of good questions. I mean, there's been good questions in all the streams, don't get me wrong, but like you guys were asking some really good ones tonight, and it was just like rapid fire is great, loving it. So this was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, and I'll be back Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's the schedule I'm going to try out for now. You know, if anyone has suggestions or anything, I'm still open to suggestions because I'm new to this. So trying to work on a schedule though, and that way you guys can be used to just knowing when I'll be on instead of it being so sporadic. So Thursday, day after tomorrow, I'll be back, and it was awesome hanging out with you guys. If anybody wants to join in the Discord, just let me know. I'll send you an invite link, and also don't forget to post a link to the video if you want it to be viewed for reaction by me and Swagwave on the live stream that we do Saturday. Be sure to post a link to that in the comment section here, or on any of our upcoming videos that we'll have, because we'll have like a video either tomorrow or Thursday, just kind of letting everybody know, hey, we're doing this live stream Saturday. So you can post it there as well. Put a hashtag Saturday Q&A on there. If you have any questions as well that you want us to answer on Saturday, post those in the comments. Hashtag Saturday Q&A. And yeah, see you guys Thursday. Thank you all for hanging out.
Wonder Man versus Justice League.
Yeah, dude, Wonder Man takes on the whole Justice League. That would be funny. And P-Fox Games. Yeah, man. Thank you, Phantom, for spreading the word.
I will definitely check out your channel.
And yeah, until next time, guys. I will see you all Thursday.
Orbital Bacon, signing off.